everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Tomcat Stitchery. I'm Whitney, and today I'm here with the Sew the Look. Folks, we are coming up on the week before Christmas. For those of you that celebrate the holiday, it's a very busy week. Getting a lot of stuff done. I'm not really pre-recording this, just a couple of days in advance. But I will be having videos coming out on my normal schedule, Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday, with the exception of January 2nd, which is a Monday. I'll actually have a video, a Monday, Friday video that week instead of a Tuesday, Friday, just to correspond with something that's happening. So other than that, everything else will be staying on schedule. I'm obviously pre-recording everything so I can take the week between Christmas and New Year's off, just to spend time with family. But you guys will be having content coming to you per normal. You won't even notice that I'm taking a week off. So that's very exciting. Okay, so these videos, I've got this coming up. I'm going to show you my Christmas dress, one of the videos. I have my Destashify makes and plans for January coming up to you. I have a 2022 recap plus 2023 plans video that's coming out in these next 2 weeks. I think that's 4 videos. Then we'll be finishing up Vlogmas, and then I have just a little something on New Year's Day that'll be coming out as well. So lots of fun content. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. But without further ado, let's get into our Sew the Look video. All right, for reference, this was, let's see, back in September when StyleMaker Fabrics did their fall style tour, which is their fall and winter fabrics that they release in one big haul. I did a video on, because she sent me the sample package, so it was all of the fabrics that came in that haul, the little, I don't know what they are, 4x4 squares, 6x6 squares of all the fabrics that came in there. And I did a video with 10 ready-to-wear looks, and I paired that fabric with some patterns, and then for the 10 ready-to-wear looks. One of those outfits was this gal. I'll pop this up right now as I'm talking about it. I just love, number one, the versatility of the 2 pieces. I mean, it's a t-shirt dress and then a shacket. I'm just very obsessed with it. But one of the real reasons that this was one of the outfits I grabbed was because StyleMaker Fabric has some of the best fabric to make shackets. It comes in 2 colorways, and I have picked one of them. But I just thought that the versatility in both pieces of this outfit, I really wanted to recreate. So Michelle from StyleMaker very kindly, and kind of a thank you for doing that video for her back in September, sent me the fabric to do one of the outfits. And that is what I'm showing you here today. And the buttons, actually. The buttons on this shacket also came from StyleMaker. So I'm going to be talking you through these 2 pieces really quickly, kind of how I did everything, and then we'll be talking versatility a little bit as well. All right, let's actually start with the dress, even though it's underneath. So I'm going to take the shacket off here real quick. I just have more to talk about with the shacket. Okay, so for the dress, I have gone, it was a very loose-fitting t-shirt dress, you know, not really form-fitting, which I love. And actually, this isn't the pattern that I picked to begin with because I'm not really sure why. I might have just been trying to diversify how many pattern company, you know, choosing a whole bunch of different pattern companies. But because I try and do that, I don't want it to all be, you know, from a couple of pattern companies. I like to diversify a little bit to give you guys, because I know not everyone is my body type, so give you a whole bunch of different pattern companies so you can kind of try out some new ones, which is one of my goals for 2023. But I digress. This is the Cashmerette Wexford dress. This is one of their patterns that was released with their club. I think this was like June, something like that. It comes as a top and also as a dress, both sleeveless and with a few different sleeve lengths. So it's fitted through the bust, and then it flares out here at the underneath the bust for kind of an A-line shape. I think that this is I love this dress, and I wasn't sure how much I would love it, just if it would fall off my bust weird, just because I have a large bust, or how I would feel about it. I actually made one, a sleeveless version, at the end of the summer. It was in my end of summer makes, and it's in a rayon, a really nice viscose spandex knit. So it's got a lot of drape to it. Actually, that dress I need to hem it again because it has just grown a little bit, which viscose spandex, rayon spandex has a tendency to do. And I can hear, what are you doing? You can't see her, but Gidget's being very problematic. Do you want to go out? She doesn't want to go out, but she doesn't also want the door to be shut because she needs to know what's going on with the family and the rest of the house. You're being very problematic. Gidget would like to say hello. We'll pick her up and she can say hello to the camera. Can you say hello to the camera? You've not said hello to the people for quite a while. Just go quick little hello. Yes, quick little hello. Okay, yes. Now what she'll do, I have 2 doors into my sewing room, this one and one on the other side of the room. She'll go out the open door and then come around to the closed door and scratch to be let in. So, okay. Anyway, the viscose spandex that I used for the first iteration of the Wexford has grown, because that type of knit will grow, because rayon or viscose, they can be used interchangeably, is a very heavy fiber. So and you can feel it if you pick up a stack of rayon viscose versus cotton, or rayon spandex versus cotton spandex, the rayon spandex is going to be heavier than the cotton spandex. Just the nature of it. But anyway, I also made my mother one in the luxury viscose spandex from Minerva for her post-surgery, and she loves it. It's just nice and roomy. Right after her surgery, she was wearing it with like thigh-high socks because she couldn't have anything around her midsection, and it like went the long haul for her. She can now put on leggings and tights again, so now she's just been wearing it with those and loving it. But I was very excited to try it out in something a little bit different than that substrate. And so Michelle sent me this beautiful, this is a cotton Madewell spandex jersey. I have made t-shirts with this. Gidget just walked out the open door, so now she'll circle around and scratch on this door. But I've made t-shirts with this fabric. It is lovely. So Madewell is very similar to like a rayon or a viscose. So this is a cotton Madewell spandex mix. So it has the stability of a cotton spandex, but a little bit more drapeability with that Madewell in it. It makes just a really great t-shirt fabric, honestly. And I love how this turned out. So I find it very flattering on. Obviously the inspiration dress is very short, but I'm also not, 24 years old and looking to show off my legs at all times. My 42, almost 43-year-old legs like a little bit more length. So I kept the hem of this one just right above my knee, which I think is good. I think that's good. I could probably go a little bit shorter with it, but I didn't want to go too short. So the proportions of this are a little different than the proportions of the inspiration dress. I'm not entirely sure how much I'll wear these two things together, but I will definitely be wearing them a ton apart. So loving this dress. It's just a very comfortable t-shirt dress. And yeah, I mean, it's wonderful. This fabric would also make a great top version of this pattern as well, but I think the dress is really fun. I bought some fleece lined tights that I've been wearing, and I think this, I don't have them on because I was trying to stay true to the inspiration picture a little bit. Froze to death taking these pictures for you all, just so you know. It's very cold in Indiana right now, and my son took these pictures and it was windy, but it was sunny, so we went out to take them and I froze to death. But anything for the channel. I did the wider scoop neck on this. I do the size 10. I just did the straight 10. A lot of times with cashmere, I grade out to the 12 at the waist, but because this is so loose in the waist, I just left it the straight size 10 with the GH cup. I shortened the dress by 2 inches and shortened the sleeve by 1 inch, just for me to get the proportion correct on my body, which is pretty typical for me for cashmere patterns. Anyway, love the dress. It's wonderful. Now let's talk about this Shacket. I am pleased as punch with this thing. In fact, I'll put it on. I mean, this will be typically, oh, sorry. This cropped sweater is just, you gotta have a high-waisted pant on with the cropped sweater. I love the bright blue though with all of the warm colors in this Shacket. I mean, look at this little jacket. Isn't it lovely? I mean, it's nothing fitted. It's definitely oversized. Okay, but let's talk about the pattern. This is the Hey June Handmade Fairmount Shacket. So I've been trying to try some new pattern companies. Very pleased with the drafting on this. The fabric is this, it's like a cotton flannel on one side, and then, well, I guess on both. It feels the same, but it's a two-sided fabric. So it's kind of like a double gauze kind of type thing, but it is kind of like a double flannel. Anyway, it makes a fantastic Shacket. Now, it is a thick fabric, and this definitely feels more like a coat. I enjoy this pattern because it was drafted to be a jacket. less of a shirt you're trying to make a shacket, which you can do, but I don't know, this just feels more shacket to me than any of the other ones that I've tried to make, more jacket-esque. So I made the size 12, which I picked that based on my upper bust measurement and hips, honestly, because a lot of times that'll get me the correct frame size for my frame. It is drafted for a B cup. When you get into the higher sizes, it is drafted for a D cup, but I'm just not in those upper sizes. But there's so much ease in here, I did not do any kind of a full bust adjustment. I just left it as is. The only thing I did was I shortened the body by 1 inch and I shortened the sleeves by 1 inch because I'm only 5'2", and those are typical things that I have to do, and it hits me right where I want it. The higher part of the hem hits me like right above mid-thigh, and then the lower hem hits like right about mid-thigh. Perfect for the needs of this pattern. Now, I'll take it off so I can talk about the details here. This fabric comes in 2 different colorways. It comes in like a green and blue kind of colorway as well. If the oranges and warmer colors aren't your thing, which they are mine. Because this is so thick, I did use a different fabric. It's a cotton shirting for the inside of my yoke, for the underneath of my flaps on my pockets, and also for my undercollar. It's like there was another one. My undercollar of the jacket is also in that fabric. Just to kind of keep bulk down. Now the cuffs get cut on the fold, so they're just one piece. So they're the same fabric front and back. I could have used the cotton shirting for the placket. I didn't, and it worked out fine. I actually used the reverse side just to give it a little pop. But I could have used that cotton for the placket if I wanted to. I also could have used the same cotton for the bias binding that I decided to go with, but I didn't because I just wanted to use stuff I had. And I thought that was kind of fun. It's just a different color. But I bound my neck seam as well as the hem. The instructions don't ask you to do that, but I just thought it was a fun detail. Okay, so I cut my pockets on the bias, which the pattern pieces have all that marked for you, as well as my pocket flaps on both sides. And then I cut the yoke also on the bias, just so you don't have to worry about matching things up. Pretty pleased with my stripe placement though across the front of my jacket. I did do the buttonholes horizontally. I feel like that's just more jacket-esque. And then I use these beautiful, look at these buttons, these beautiful buttons from Style Maker. They're just gorgeous, and they come in a whole bunch of different colors. I think they're 1 inch, maybe 7/8. But they're just beautiful. I've used these before for other projects. Let's see, my bamboo coat that I made, the purple and orange plaid coat that I made last January, I used these same buttons. They're really lovely, and they come in a whole bunch of different colors. I mean, this is just toasty warm. Now, this does grab. People will ask, you know, does it bother you that it's not like a lining fabric? Because obviously this is unlined. There are instructions in the pattern on how to do flat fell seams on the sleeve and body. I just did faux ones. So I sewed it, serged it, and then top stitched it down. Same with my sleeves. I mean, no, I mean, does it stick? Yes, it sticks when I put my sleeves in, but it's not, like the sleeves are so roomy, it really isn't that big, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. Like I don't find it hard to get it on or off or hard to move around it. Everything moves very easily because it's meant to be a jacket. So similar to like a jean jacket that wouldn't be lined, it's the same type of thing. And I think it works really, really well. I'm just very pleased with this. Loving a good shacket moment. And I'm pleased with the length of my sleeves. I feel like they aren't too short, you know, but they still give me range of movement. And I didn't do any other pattern alterations other than shortening the body and shortening the sleeves. So, very pleased with my Hey June handmade. Now, the hem on this is pretty deep, and that was a little more difficult to ease because it's a curved hem, to ease that in. But honestly, this fabric eased really, really well. It wasn't as easy to, you know, press over seam allowances and stuff, like when I was pressing the seam allowance for the inside of the placket. But my fix for that was to use Wonder tape. So that is sticky, it's like a 1/4 inch wide sticky tape. I just put that and then, you know, pressed it down and then ironed it, and with the tape on the inside, and that kept all of my seam allowances nice and folded under. I did that with the inside of the cuffs as well, so that was easy to top stitch that down. And that worked really, really well. I think it's because the nature that there's 2 layers, it's just a very spongy fabric. So it would take the crease, it just wasn't, it was kind of sponging up a little bit. It wasn't pressing super flat, which really wasn't a problem other than those couple of areas. So the plackets and the cuffs were really the only thing that I, you know, used that Wonder Tape for, but it worked really, really well. Yeah, and I'm glad I did the pockets. I don't normally put pockets on my bust because I have a large bust, but I just think it works really, really well. And I mean, it's really cold outside right now, but this is gonna be just a great alternative to a cardigan, I feel like, inside the house, as well as if we do get, you know, because occasionally we'll get some warmer days, especially when it gets into like January, February, all of a sudden you'll have like a 60-degree day randomly, and this would be perfect for a jacket in that. And also as it starts to warm up a little bit and more spring, I realize these are autumn colors, but those are more my color palette, and I love it with the bright blue underneath. I think that's, and this is my color palette for winter. Basically everything right here, color palette for winter. So I'm really enjoying that as well. Anyway, very happy with my 2 makes for my Sew the Look. I hope you guys have enjoyed this as well. Yeah. Okay, so I'd mentioned everything that's going to be happening through the end of the month and into the beginning of January. We are into winter now. I will be doing a 10 ready-to-wear looks for winter, and then the patterns and fabrics. I would look for that maybe mid-January for that to come out, and then I'll be doing probably some Sew the Looks from that as well, because I really enjoy doing these Sew the Look type videos and then showing you how I recreate a lot of these ready-to-wear looks as well. So that's all I have for today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this one. I hope you're not too busy this week and you can sneak in some sewing and some creative time. That is my goal, to make sure that I am getting some time in my sewing room. And if you're following along on the Vlogmas on Sundays, you will see exactly how much sewing time I get in this week. All right, guys, that's all I have for today. I hope you're having a great Tuesday, and I will see you again on Friday. Bye.